Well, that's the president-elect appearing to dial back a bit on his plans to completely repeal and replace Obamacare, as he promised throughout the campaign. He's showing signs now that he may be willing to compromise on some parts of the Affordable Care Act, some questioning how quickly Mr. Trump will be able to make good on one of his major campaign promises.
Mr. Trump has made very clear what his health care plan would look like, and it would not look like the Affordable Care Act and Obamacare.
I understand he's going to change it, but he might amend it rather than repeal it.
We don't know, because he also has to work with the Congress, which the electorate also decided should be Republican, House and the Senate.
And joining us now to discuss this, Dennis Kucinich, former Democratic congressman from Ohio and a Fox News contributor, and Ann Hayworth, former Republican congressman from New York. Welcome to you both. Congressman Kucinich, hi, how are you? And Mayor of Cleveland. Let me start with you first. I think it'll change. He has said already that he will likely keep the pre-existing conditions and staying on the parent's plan if you're 26 years old. I mean, certainly that's a bit of a pivot from his promise to completely gut Obamacare and get rid of it that he made during the whole campaign.
You're right, but I will say, from my point of view, that's a positive development that he's willing to compromise. I'll also say that in America, the business of health care is business, and insurance companies win no matter what. No matter, whether it's under Obamacare or whether it's under President Trump, there's no restraining the insurance companies' rapaciousness, their profit hunger, and the American people are still going to get it in the neck no matter who's president with the present system.
And do you think the American people are going to get it in the neck? I mean, and do you think the Republican Congress will go along with President Trump?
Well, I think President Trump will have very strong support within the Congress. One challenge that he will have, and this is where friends like Dennis come in, people who can actually work across the aisle, is that we don't have 60 votes in the Senate. So the president's actually reaching out already, which I think is a very smart thing to do, to say that he's willing to work on this. There are definitely ways that we can reduce the cost of health insurance, and one way immediately or as swiftly as possible would be to increase competition among insurers. As Kellyanne said in another part of that interview, right now we have insurers have to have protections in some sense in all 50 states. Let them compete across the country for people's business. That would really lower the cost of insurance.
So do you think the problems on Obamacare now, Nan, are going to be fixed and will be changed? Because we've seen those premiums skyrocket.
Sure. Eric, well, and for specific reasons related to Obamacare, and one of them is that in Obamacare, there were protections built in for insurers. There was a whole slush fund, the risk corridor, which was meant to help keep insurance premiums up in a sense. At least that's effectively what it did. So that's one of the ways in which the president and Congress can work very quickly to try to relieve that price pressure on the American people, because it doesn't have to be as expensive as it is.
And Dennis, there's something else you're familiar with, infrastructure. He's promised to double Hillary Clinton's plan, spend $1 trillion on the infrastructure. And as a former big city mayor, I know you would like that, but I mean, how do you get that through Congress when you've got a lot of conservatives saying they wouldn't spend that money?
Well, first of all, this is one of the most powerful parts of Donald Trump's appeal, that he wants to go forward and rebuild America's infrastructure. We need $3 to $4 trillion to do that. And Congress is going to have to put aside its ideological leanings and go with the program of rebuilding America, of putting America back to work. Donald Trump says he wants to make America great again. Well, one way to do it is to rebuild it. And this infrastructure program is absolutely critical, and I'm hopeful that he'll be able to get not just bipartisan support, but they'll plus up the numbers, put millions of people back to work rebuilding America.
So you think there may be $3 or $4 trillion, and that Dennis, Congress would go for that? Well,
look, we're talking about over, you project things out over 10 years. Congress understands, if anybody understands, a member of Congress ought to understand, driving around, looking at bridges, knowing water systems, sewer systems need repair. Look, let's rebuild America. And, we'll find a way to pay for it. Maybe Donald Trump's presidency will take us away from these wars there where we've wasted trillions of dollars and instead start to program money into taking care of our people and our country.
And then, last word, what about that price tag? And what about what your colleague on the other side of the aisle just said?
There are definitely ways that we can reduce the cost of doing crucial infrastructure projects. I agree with Dennis, and it is going to be something across the aisle. One way that the president-elect has already mentioned is helping American businesses to repatriate dollars that have been, in a sense, held hostage overseas. A lot of that money he intends to bring into the economy to help rebuild our infrastructure. And I think that's a very smart approach that can appeal across the aisle. And the president-elect's going to have to keep working with the American people. He's very talented at reaching out to the public. I think he should go on the road early and often to help everybody understand what we face, what the expectations should be, and how we can keep working together to make things happen as fast and as smoothly as possible.
Yeah, and he's already said that he plans to continue his rally, so he may be doing that to reach out to the American people.
Yeah.
Two former members of Congress who know how things work on Capitol Hill, Dennis and Ann, thank you for joining us on
Thank
this
you.
Sunday.
Thank you.
Of course.